A very good morning to you, boys and girls. It's Wednesday, the 23rd of January. A frozen picture again this morning. Wednesday, the 23rd of January, 2019. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom tour, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire, boys and girls, where it's very, very cold this morning. Oh, yes, very cold. Once again, my gas regulator, which controls the gas coming into the caravan, which is like you've got two big gas bottles on the side, only one of which is in use at any one time. So the pipe is connected to that. And then on that is like this metal thing, which is a gas regulator. And for some reason, it freezes up. It freezes up when it's really cold. I've got it wrapped in bubble wrap. I've got a bucket on the top of it. And it still freezes up. It's very simple to unfreeze it. You literally go out there with a kettle of warm or hot water, pour it over it, and it's an instant fix. Straight to you. As soon as you've done that, you come back in the caravan, turn on whatever you were trying to turn on, and it bursts into life. Well, fortunately, it not explodes, but it just bursts into life, and the gas starts flowing. You can actually hear the gas start flowing as you pour this thing over. I mean, it's only a little thing, this black thing. As you pour the hot water over, you hear, and the gas starts flowing. Yes. Have you had any snow? So Claire's had snow. Good morning, Claire. She got a notification this morning at last. Good morning, Claire. She had snow in Surrey last night. Yes. And she also had a notification this morning, which I'm very pleased about. So has everyone else by the look of things, so they must have fixed that. Good morning, Joanna. She received her notification this morning. Excellent news. Tom Ryan is in the house. He's switched to YouTube, haven't you, Tom? Good morning, Tom. Welcome to our show. Gary Butler says, do you need ice cream? That's my nephew. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Oh, my God. You've never seen so much ice cream in all your life. I am a fan of ice cream, as you know, but blimey, the amount I was served last night, I couldn't eat it all. I'll come to that in a minute. So, yes, very cold last night. Strangely enough, after my little afternoon sleep yesterday, I left the caravan around about, I think it was about, what time did I leave? About 6:30 last night. And I got in the caravan, and as I opened the door, after my sleep yesterday, I opened the door of the caravan. Oh, lovely fresh air. Now, I don't know if it's because I've just come out of my bedroom. Why have bedrooms got that musty smell after you've been sleeping in them for a while? Have you noticed that? There's a definite smell in my bedroom after I've been sleeping there for a while. I don't know what it is. It's an odd smell, very quickly cleared simply by opening the bedroom windows. And I do this at home, and I do it here as well. As soon as I've got up, I go in, do my breakfast, and I go into the bedroom and open the window wide up to let stench out. Mind you, I was watching BBC Breakfast this morning, and apparently there was a smell in the studio there. It was the blonde girl. Do you know the blonde? I don't know what her name is, actually. The blonde girl was doing it this morning. She's quite good. She's always happy. And apparently the male presenter, because they have to have a man and a woman doing the show. Yeah. Otherwise, either feminists or someone like that will go mad. I'm surprised the gays haven't got up a thing about that. They need... there'll be at one point on breakfast time, you'll have a man and a woman, and a gay person, and a non-linear bi whatever, and a gender something, and a black person, and a brown person, and a person of Chinese appearance. You'll have to have 8 presenters on there soon. You know that, don't you? Because the BBC have to diversity. We've got to be diverse. So you've got to have one of everything on. Even a cat and a dog. They'll all be presenting BBC Breakfast at some point. At the moment, there's just 2, man and woman. Apparently, there was a smell in the studio today, and I can relate to this. No, not the smell in the studio. No, not that. I'm sure it was much worse than what the smell that's in my bedroom when I wake up in the morning. There was a smell in the studio, and the lady presenter had tried to mask the smell with perfume, but unfortunately has given the male presenter a bit of a sneezing fit or something like that, he was saying. And I can relate to that. When you go like shopping in a department store, where John Lewis or Bentley's, somewhere like that, and they always put they seem to put the perfume counters, and there's hundreds of them, isn't there? You've got the Christian Dior over there and that over there, and I don't know what perfume. I don't wear perfume. Or I rarely wear aftershave, actually. I don't buy aftershave. Sometimes people give me a bottle of aftershave and I might wear that. But I don't actually go out and physically buy aftershave myself. Anyway, you have to go through, like, say, the John Lewis way. You have to go through the perfume department to get everywhere else. Oh, and it stinks. I can't bear the smell. It's just awful. You think they have some sort of extraction system in there? Well, apparently it was like that in the BBC Breakfast Time studios this morning, where there was some sort of smell emanating in there. Probably from one of the presenters, but one hasn't told the other one. Like the secret farter. Yes, are you one of those? Are you I bet you are. Are you a secret farter? Are you? Are you? Do you sit next to someone, go and then walk off? I love doing that. Oh, I love doing it. I did it the other day in the supermarket. Now, which one were we in? It was me and my mate. We were in, it was Aldi. It was Aldi in Bracknell. And I did a fart, and I was aware because it was very warm. So I knew it would smell a bit, and then we walked away, and then some bloke walked right into it with his missus. Core, it stinks round here. Isn't that awful? You wouldn't think I was like that, would you? You know, here I am, good Catholic boy who goes to church on a Sunday, farts in Aldi. Isn't that terrible? Well, you can't hold it in. It's very bad to hold these things in, you know. You could explode. You could explode. I kid you not. Anyway, so I came out of my caravan after my sleep, and as I opened the door, oh, beautiful fresh air out here. I didn't find it particularly cold. That was the strange thing about it. But it was raining. Okay, so I'm in my car, coming out the caravan park, and it's raining quite a lot, quite heavy. Come out the caravan park, and the phone rings, and it's my sister. She said, "Oh, isn't it lovely?" Oh, sorry, I'll try and do her accent again. "Oh, ain't it lovely out here?" Well, it's a bit wet. She said, "No, the snow, ain't it lovely?" And I'm like, "What snow? Ain't it snowing?" I said, "No, it ain't snowing." She said, "Yes, it is." I said, "It's not snowing." She said, "It must be." I said, "It's not snowing here." She said, "Well, where are you?" I said, "I just left the caravan park." Sorry, the marina. We don't call it the marina. Well, it's a marina caravan park, but you can drop the term caravan park, as I have been advised by posh people all over the world. Right? So she says, "It must be." I said, "It's not snowing here, Shao." She said, "Well, that's weird, isn't it?" She said, "We've got heavy snow here." I said, "What, you mean what, you mean sleet?" She said, "No, it's heavy snow." I said, "Well, I'm driving along there." "Well, where are you now?" I said, "Well, I'm driving by the river now." Incidentally, if there are policemen watching, I do have a hands-free system. All right. Don't come knocking on the... Oh, excuse me, you said that you was on the phone. No, I wasn't touching any phones. You know what people are like, trying to get other people in trouble all the time? Please don't report me to Aldi for farting in there. Please don't. So I'm driving along by the river, no snow. Coming round, gone over the bridge, no snow. Going through Tattershall, okay? So where my caravan is in Chapel Hill, I go through Tattershall and then to my sister's in Woodhall Spa. I'm now driving through Tattershall. She said, "Where are you now?" I said, "Well, Tattershall now." You know, the calls with my sister go on forever. How I'm able to remain awake while she's muttering away on the phone, I don't know. But I do usually, sometimes I have a little bit of a nap on the motorway, on the way to London. Sometimes I do have a little bit of a nap on the motorway while I'm driving. I just, sort of go to sleep and the car does its own thing. I'm coming through Tattershall. She says, "Well, there's snow." I said, "No, there's no snow." So she's chatting away. I said, and I got past another caravan site, Willow Holt, which is a lovely site. It's nothing like the site I'm on. The site I'm on is very personalised, shall we say. Each caravan has its own identity, whether it be the garden or something they've done to the front of it or lights around it, something like that. Each caravan here and each pitch that's the area around your caravan, is very, very personalised. They allow that here to personalise. Willow Holt is very regimented. Every caravan looks the same. They're all in a straight line. The gardens are all the same. Do you see what I mean? So a big difference there. Not that there's anything wrong with the other site, because there isn't. It's perfectly all right, except the fact it's about another £2,000 a year ground rent. Jeez. Anyway, I'm going past there and I said, oh, hang on a minute, Shao. And I was looking at the rain and it had changed. So let me stop. So I pulled over and because it's difficult. Sometimes when you're driving along this, the rain can look like snow, can't it? And I've stopped, and yes, indeed, it had started. The rain had changed from rain to sleet. I said, oh. I said, it's gone a bit sleety. She said, I bet you as you drive further now, as you come into Woodall, you'll see the snow. And I got back in the car, and within 20 seconds, that rain had turned into snow. Isn't that funny? We are very close together, the two places, Chapel Hill and Woodall Spa. And then once you see the snow, you know it's snow because it's like, like you're on a starship. You know, like Star Trek, if you're on the Enterprise and those stars are coming towards you like that, that's like the snow. That is like the snow. And this snow is now coming towards me really heavy, and I couldn't believe how different it was, and yet so close together, the two places. Isn't that strange and mysterious? Very strange and mysterious. Very strange and mysterious. So that was my night out. So I went over to my nephew's last night. I wasn't going to my sister's, I was going to my nephew's. And his wife, Stacey, did us a nice dinner, lovely dinner. Veggie burgers and chips. Really nice chips. I think they were McCain oven chips. Very, very tasty indeed. And then I looked at her. She said, what do you want, ice cream? I'd never said a word. I never said a word. And I didn't answer. She said, do you want ice cream? She jumps up, goes to the kitchen, brings it. She went, what one do you want? She had Haagen-Dazs cookies and cream, or I think it was a honeycomb one. I said, oh, I can't tell. Have a little bit of each. So she's gone out there. She's bought this bowl back. You've never, oh my God, the size of this, the amount of ice cream in this bowl. You've never seen so much ice cream in all your life. God's sake. I said, there's no way I can eat that. So I went back to the freezer to put some back. Well, she chucked away the carton. So she said, well, just eat what you want and leave the rest. I don't like leaving food, but honestly, there was so much that I knew I couldn't eat it all. So I had the crunchy ice cream, which was the cheaper one. No, it wasn't crunchy. It was honeycomb. I think it was honeycomb anyway. That was the cheaper of the two. And yet the Haagen-Dazs cookies and cream, no, didn't really get on with that at all. Isn't that strange? Now, Aldi do their own cookies and cream version, which is really nice. The Haagen-Dazs one, no, I didn't really enjoy it at all. Funny that, isn't it? So I had all of the honeycomb one, but not the Haagen-Dazs one. So I'm very pleased with myself. I left about a third of what was in that bowl. Thank you very much. So that was the ice cream story last night. Let's say hello to the Facebook people this morning. Good morning to Diane Jebb, getting the first message in this morning. Morning, Diane. Adam the plumber. Adam was testing out the phone yesterday with me. We've managed to get the phone-in number going, I think. So hopefully, Adam, when you're ready, which could be now if you want, let me just make minor adjustments here. When you're ready, Adam, oh, hang on, we've got to do that there, 1 minute. That's it. When you're ready, Adam, give us a call and I'll take your call, all right? Whenever you're ready, all right? So morning, Adam the plumber, and then you can give us a weather report of where you are. Live weather reports. It just gets better and better. So we haven't got to employ anyone from the Met Office here, dear. Wonderful. Good morning to Maureen. Just texting in this morning. Maureen. Morning, Maureen. I could just say Maureen to you, couldn't I? That could be like a hybrid of good morning and Maureen. Maureen. Does that sound all right? Good morning, Maureen. I hope you're warm where you are, dear. I gather London ground to a halt last night. Is that right? Oh, it's snowing. We don't know what to do. Oh, let's cancel all the buses and the trains. Pathetic, dear. Pathetic. Here comes a phone call from Adam the plumber. Good morning, Adam the plumber.
Good morning, Chris Reardon.
Morning! Oh, but it's working now, Adam. How exciting is that?
It's very exciting.
I think so too. Where
How
are
you
you
this
today?
morning, Chris? I'm coming to you live from East Croydon.
East Croydon. And has it been snowing there?
Can't see any on the lower grounds. I've just come through Selhurst, and there was a little bit of snow on the cars that's melted.
Yeah.
Currently 2 degrees.
Oh,
Currently 28 degrees in my van.
28 degrees. How hot have you got that heater on in there? Is it really 28? I never ever forget. I had a very good friend of mine when I was working at Liberty Radio doing an overnight show in London. That was back in 1999, 2000. My mate, who was he was on 2 before me, so there was him, then someone else, then my mate Alton, who lives up this way. Funnily enough, now. Sorry, that was wrong. No, that's the wrong way round. There was Alton. He was on. And then it was Dave Cash, you may know Dave Cash, and then it was me on at night. And when I got there, Alton was leaving and Dave was on, so to speak. And I got to his car, I said, "You off now?" "Yeah." And he opened his window, and it was a really cold day, and this blast of heat that was coming out of his side window, it was a Citroen car, and apparently they're very well known for their heating.
Yes, I drive a Transit, and the heating in this one is fairly good. You know, in the mornings it sort of comes on within sort of, I don't know, 5 minutes of me driving 100 miles an hour. I mean, driving down the motorway.
I hope you don't do 100 mile an hour. What for? You don't get there any quicker. Like 2 minutes. It's a waste of time, dear.
Exactly. I never speed. I'm one of these that drives at normal speed, and unfortunately, everybody seems to overtake me because they're all in so much of a hurry to get somewhere because they didn't plan their journey ahead of time, you know.
Let them go, really, Adam. Just let them go, mate. Let them go.
I do. Many years ago, when I was a bit younger and a bit stupid, I used to race them.
Did you? Yeah, well, I think we all did. We all used to want to beat someone away from the lights.
And then as I got older, I sort of used to do the one where you drive along and they're trying to overtake you and you totally blank them and just carry on driving. Except that backfired on me once, so I carried on doing that. And the lad that was trying to overtake me went straight into a bollard in the middle of the road.
Well, that's his problem, not yours.
No, I know, but I sort of looked in my mirror, this sort of car, sort of steam coming out the front of it and everything else, because I totally blanked him, and I think he must have been getting annoyed with me. I could just see him out my sideline, and I could just about see him, and he was like, sort of racing along, trying to get my attention. And he didn't look where he was going. He went straight into a bollard in the middle of the road.
Serves him right. Yeah, when you drive as slow as I do, you know, the police actually wave as they go past you.
This is true. I'm on my way down to sunny Eastbourne today.
You got some work down there, have you? Presumably in the cold weather, you get a lot more work.
It's not too bad. I mean, you obviously do get your burst pipes because obviously the stations themselves are extremely cold places because they're big, vast areas, and you do get frozen pipework. And actually, occasionally, we have what's known as sunny flows on the station, which are macerators that get rid of the toilet waste and pump it away. And I've had it a couple of times where they've actually got frozen pipework, so those have actually got frozen, where they've got like little dips in the pipework, and the water just sits there, or the fluids just sit there, and they freeze, and you sort of have to go along with a hammer and give them a little tap to get them moving again.
Oh my God, how awful! Is there a chance? Do you ever break the pipe when you tap it?
Hasn't happened so far. Luckily. But you know, it could happen because it is only brittle plastic, you know, and it is sub-zero temperatures in some of these places. Because say you're in big, vast open spaces, the loft areas aren't insulated a lot of the time, so the heat just goes straight out. And you know, it can burst pipes, and of course, you get to a station with a burst pipe and say, "Where'd you turn the water off?" No idea, mate.
No idea, mate.
You know,
don't know, mate.
All they do is sell train tickets. You know, they don't know anything about the stations.
Isn't that the case with most people? Is that not the case with most people's houses? They don't know where the water turn off thing is.
Oh,
Stop
most
tap.
definitely. amount. I mean, I think I've educated you a couple of years ago, didn't I? To give your stopcock a twist every now and then.
I do. I know exactly where it is in my house, and now and again I turn it to stop it seizing, and I know where it is in the caravan now. I know where to. If I know the weather's going to be really cold, I turn the water off. Now they do have a drain down valve on these as well somewhere, but I've yet to locate that. Unfortunately, I don't know where it is.
Well, it wouldn't be too bad as long as you've turned it off. I mean, you're only going to get the water come out of what's in the pipe work, you know.
Yeah. Someone else told me, as well as turning the tap, the water off, you should open the taps and leave them open. Why would that be?
That would be to drain any water out of the system, and probably to allow a little bit of air, a bit of warm air to get sucked in, possibly.
Yeah. So I get the bit where you open the taps to let the water out. But once you've let the water out, people say leave them open. Why would that be? Is that like an air thing, is it, or what?
I don't know why you would leave them open, because if you accidentally forgot and you turned your water back on, or somebody turned your water on who didn't know your house or whatever, so why is it that, you know, they can leave a tap running unbeknown to them. So I don't know. Yeah. I suppose it's to stop, maybe to let a bit of warm air. I don't know why you would do it, actually.
Right.
Maybe just an old towel that, you know, some of these myths and things that say do this, and it doesn't actually do it. It doesn't actually improve it. It's like some people say, "Oh, I turn the radiator off in the room that I'm not using."
Yes.
Why? Because the rest of the house, unless it's completely insulated, the heat is going to go through the. Let's say your bedroom on your first floor, you leave that radiator off. The heat from the front room is going to go straight through your ceiling and warm that room up anyway.
Oh, right, okay.
So there really is no point, I don't think, in shutting radiators off in rooms that aren't used. I can't see the point in it, because you're making the heating system work harder, because that heat goes through the obviously goes through the front room ceiling up into that empty cold space.
I never thought of it like that, actually. Yeah, never thought of that.
If you think about it. As I say, you know, the amount of times I've gone to people's houses in the past with burst pipes and they don't know where their stop valves are. I had a case once where went to a lady's house. The house was in about 3 inches of water by the time I got there, because it was down in Portsmouth and I was living in London at the time when I was working for one of the housing associations. Got there, couldn't turn off the stopcock under the sink because it completely seized. Went outside to the one in the street. The Thames Water one, and the top of the valve had been cut, had been sheared off by somebody else.
Oh,
couldn't do anything. So, in the end, what I had to do was get a hammer and flatten the pipe as best as I could. That was one way, just to stop it, and it slowed it down, but it wasn't enough. So, in the end, what I ended up doing was cutting the pipe live and actually putting an open stopcock on the end of the pipe, and then shutting it off after I tightened it all up.
And then shut it off like that. Well, I can recommend gaffer tape to you for any problem at all like that. Just cut a piece off and tape it over the end.
Indeed, that does work. I mean, most of the Bracknell studio is held together with gaffer tape.
That is correct. That is correct.
and the guttering around the outside of the studio, I believe.
Thank you very much for your plumbing advice this morning, Adam, and for trying out our phone. So our phone now works. That's brilliant.
Goodbye.
See you soon, Adam. Cheerio now. Adam the plumber calling in. He sounds very cold where he is this morning, doesn't he? Just trying that phone. So you can see the phone's things work now. So now and again, we'll open the phone lines and we'll do that, all right? Let's read some of your messages coming in on the Facebook there. Sorry, we're a little bit late in coming to those. Good morning to... Let me just open my glasses. Kathy Conquest Forsyth Smith. Good morning, young lady, all right? One of our wonderful Manilow ladies. Looks like we made it. When is he coming back? That is the question. Some people were talking about this Christmas time, weren't they, I think? Morning to Stuart Skinner. Good morning, Stuart, who's received YouTube notifications are now working again, it seems. Fingers crossed that carries on, all right? Morning, Stuart. Morning to Ray Reynolds, who says it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I wonder if we'll ever have white Christmases again like we used to when we were kids, Ray. Seems to be warmer at Christmas times now, doesn't it, eh? Jess Francis, hello, you lovely lady. Jess Francis, she used to keep the Golden Lion in Camden running with biscuits and teas. She left and it all stopped. Morning, Jess. Katie always blames her sister if she farts. Is she a younger sister by any chance? I'm sure she is. Let's have a look. Oh, Katie's emailed Aldi about the strange smell that was coming from me the other day. Hello to Michael Poman. Morning, Michael. Oh, by the way, if you're on Periscope, those of you that watch on Periscope, I'm afraid we don't get the Periscope messages at all. You need to send them by, you could text. If you ever get a message and it's just not coming up, text it. 07551 259 675 is the texting number. That is not the phone-in number, okay? That's for texts only. 07551 259 675, and your text should come straight through like that, okay? Let's have a look. Coles have their own ice cream. Yes, I know Coles in Australia. Yes, most of the supermarkets here have their own ice cream as well. The Aldi supermarket, the Aldi sort of American type ice cream, you know, in a little bit large tubs, about 500 millilitres. That's what we call it American style ice creams. Aldi do their own for like £1.89, where the Ben and Jerry's are usually about £5.50, and it's just as good. Honestly, it's just as good. Morning to Chris Manzar. Good morning, young Chris. I've finished your little Dove chocolates. They're all gone. Absolutely delicious. Thank you very much for the Dove chocolates that you sent. I shared some with my mate. What I did I think it was Saturday actually. So I opened the packet Saturday before he came round, and I had a load of them, right? And then I said, look, I've saved you some of these, and I gave him the rest of the bag. There was only about 10 chocolates in. I said, well, are you going to share them then? Oh, he said, so I took a few out before he'd even noticed, and then he gave me half of what he had. Very tasty indeed. Thank you, Chris. Absolutely delicious chocolates. Morning to Adrian Richardson. Christina Ewing, good morning. We're all warm and cosy here, Christina, don't worry. It's 31 degrees at 7:45 in Australia tonight. Wow. That's hot. That's hot. Kareem. Good morning, Kareem. Kate is wishing you to feel better. That's nice, isn't it? Good morning to John McGinley. Morning, Johnny boy. Johnny boy. Have you got your underlay sorted? John wants to know. I've emailed the photographs. Yes, I took some photographs of underneath the caravan. Yeah, I didn't go under there, just from the side, you know. I'm not crawling around underneath the caravan. I pay people to do that. So I took some photographs underneath yesterday and around the caravan, sent them off. He said it looks good to him, so I'm waiting for them to come back to me now. He's going to ring me at some point, okay? Peanut butter ones next. Yes, I'll probably try and eat one of those live on the show, because I don't think I'm going to like that one. I'm not a fan of peanut butter, but you sent them, kindly sent them. So are they the ones with the drugs that are going to kill me? Are they? You haven't put some sort of strychnine or something like that in there, have you, Chris? Because you're fed up with me talking in your computer every day. Eh? Have you? So I will try that one live on the show in a period of time, all right? Morning to Anne Parry. Good morning, Anne. All right. Morning, lovely Anne. Let's go back onto YouTube. See if anyone there's on YouTube. I don't want to miss anyone out. There we are. Claire, Louise Minchin, and Dan Walker. That's them. That's who was on Breakfast Time this morning, and they are good. Those two, they just seem to work together. I have watched Good Morning Britain, or Breakfast Time ITV. You know, the ITV one. That Piers Morgan and Susanna, no, it just doesn't work. Does it? He's just so bolshy, and I feel a bit. I mean, she must think to herself, "Have I made the right decision going to ITV?" Of course, she went for the money, I suppose. She probably went for they offered her a lot of money to go on there, but you shouldn't always do these things for money. It doesn't always work. I think she was probably a lot happier at the BBC. I really do. But there you go. You know, they make their decisions, and that's it. The peanut butter one is a big snowman. Yes. I know it's in a little wrapper, so I will try that one on the show in a couple of weeks, or when at some point soon. Okay. So I had my dinner at Gary's, as I say, very nice as well. And then we watched this film. I can't remember what it was called, right? But there were two young policemen, okay? And they weren't doing too well. And the policeman in chief, so it was a comedy thing, the policeman in chief sent them into a school because there was a drugs problem at the school, and they had to pretend to be school children to fit in with that and to catch the drug dealer. Does anyone know what that's called? I don't know what it's called. Very, very funny film. Very good indeed. Really good film. So we watched that last night. And then, as I say, I left there and I came back here. Got back here and I thought, well, I'll watch Holby City. It's about 11:30 now at night. And I made a cup of tea and I thought, oh, I can't be bothered to watch the telly for a while. I got back into the caravan. First thing I do is turn on my mobile gas heater. Now, I've got two gas heaters in the living room. There's one that's already installed. Okay, that's connected to the bottles of gas. And I've also got a portable gas heater, like a big square thing on wheels. So I always turn it on full blast and it warms up the entire caravan very quickly. 20 minutes, the whole place is warm. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So I've got this thing on, and then I go and sat down and I was reading some of the newspapers to see if I can pull up any stories for today. 21 Jump Street, thank you, Chris. That was the name of the film we watched last night. 21 Jump Street, really good. I really enjoyed that. Me and my nephew were chuckling along to that yesterday. Very good film if you want to watch that, boys and girls. 21 Jump Street. Oh, hang on. Gareth says, I think Chris Evans has gone to Virgin for the money too. Do you know what, Gareth? I don't think he has. I don't think he has, Gareth, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, he wouldn't need the money. He wouldn't need the money. And number two, I think Chris Evans is a creative type person. Now, at the BBC, you would have quite a lot of restrictions on what you can't and can do, or what you can and can't do, right? My guess is Virgin said, well, come here and you can do whatever you want. That's what I reckon. I could be wrong, but that's my personal thoughts on that. I think if I was offered two jobs doing stuff and that job was paying me £100 and we want you to do this, this and this, or that job over there was offering me £75 or £50, and Chris, we want you to come and do whatever you want, then I'd go for the £75 one. I wouldn't go for the £100 one. Honestly, and I'm not joking. I would want free reign in my own creativity. Okay, I'll take a little bits of advice from people I can trust. Say, for example, if someone had been on the radio or television or whatever a long time, and they said, well, Chris, I see you doing it this way. That's not really that good. We think you should do it this way. I'd listen to them. What I wouldn't listen to is some 30-year-old who's just come into the business and thinks they know it all. Do you see what I mean? This is one of my things with X Factor. Right, if you put on X Factor, I don't know, Lulu, Shirley Bassey, people like that had been around for decades, I might be interested in it. When you put people on like, I'm sorry, Cheryl Cole, the little Boise band boy from No Direction, what's his name? Is it Liam Payne or is it Harry Styles? I can't remember which one. Now, they're very good, don't get me wrong. They're very good, but they haven't been around long enough to be there judging people. And who's the other one? Robbie Williams' wife or girlfriend. Well, what does she... We'd never seen her. We never heard of her before she was on there. And there she is, judging people. No. I mean, I'm surprised Gemma Collins isn't on the X Factor. I bet she would love... Oh, she'd love it. Can you imagine Gemma Collins on the X Factor? Oh, well, I think you're a bit rude, aren't you, really? Do you know what I mean? Oh, crap. Well, I bet she'll end up on there at some point. Gemma Collins on the X Factor. But you've got to have a little bit behind you to be doing this judging. And they haven't. You know, and if someone said to me, well, Chris, I saw you do that. Oh, that was a bit racy what you were saying then. And it was like Tony Blackburn. I would listen to him. But I probably wouldn't listen to, you know, the breakfast presenter of I don't know, Jack FM, who's been doing it for like 5 years. Big difference there, big difference there. Gareth, then why wouldn't he just take his old Radio 2 format straight to Virgin? He hasn't changed anything. Okay, fair enough then. I haven't heard it. I must admit, I've never listened to Chris Evans on the radio. Never. I know that he's popular, and therefore he must be good at it. That was just, I just assumed that they'd given him more scope to do whatever he wanted to do. So I don't know. You know more than me, Gareth. You must know more than me. No, that's the wrong film, John. Not that one. 21 Jump Street. It was excellent. Anyway, I was just telling you, after I came back here, after dinner at my nephew's house, I put my big gas fire on. I'm sitting there quietly, and it was making a noise, like a spluttering noise. You know, instead of like that quiet hiss, you know, that gas fires make, or sometimes you can't hear them at all. You just know they're on because of the heat that's being chucked off. But it was going... Do you think that's because the gas bottle's becoming empty? Because I have a feeling that's what it is. I'm actually, why don't I just lift the thing and I'll know? Yeah, that might be a thing to do. Do gas bottles start spluttering a bit when they get into the bottle, to the bottom? Anyone know that? Know the answer to that question? Do gas bottles splutter a bit when they're coming towards the end? Let's go. It's going a little bit like that. And if I turn it on to one bar, because it's got 3 things in it. If I turn it down to 1, you can't really hear that spluttering. It's only when it's on full blast. That's what it is. John, are you living under a flight path? Yes. Yes, John. Here in the caravan, in Lincolnshire, we have RAF Coningsby, which is very close by, and the boys from the RAF, they practice flying, and they literally go right over my caravan. Proper war-type planes, and they're like triangles. I think, although I'm not a plane person, I think they're called Eurofighters, but they're like triangles like that, and they come over, sometimes in formation. Like there'd be 3 of them come along together, all flying perfectly together, and they split off. Oh, it's amazing to watch, John, and it's really loud. If you may have heard that now. I didn't even notice it. I'm completely used to that now. If you don't like noise, you wouldn't have a caravan here. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. In fact, when I hear them going over, or I look out my caravan, I can see that literally right over, and sometimes they're really low. Sometimes when I have my afternoon nap, it sounds like they're landing on the top of my caravan roof. I kid you not. It's really that very, very loud. But it doesn't bother me. Not in the slightest. Now, as I say, I haven't noticed those today yet. So they can't be that loud. So if you can hear them, they're not very loud this morning. If they're really roaring, then I notice them. But apart from that, it's just like an everyday thing here, you see. Yeah, it's really good, John. Really good. So that's my gas fire. Now, what happened then? Let me see. Let me refer to my notes, and I came back here. And as I say, I went to sleep. Swimming yesterday, that was a bit mucked up. So I thought I'll ring the swimming pool that I usually go to, Horncastle, to see if the showers are working properly yet. So I rings them up. What's happened is they had 2 perfectly good working showers, which never went wrong, okay? They retiled the shower area and moved the showers from one side to the other. Something to do with how the water flow comes out. Or so, I don't know what it was. They worked perfectly all right for a few weeks. And then one of them started playing up. So you'd push that button on the wall, you know, and you get 30 seconds of water. Push the button and and it would just stop after 2 seconds, okay? So I started using the other one. That one still worked for a while. So you push the button, 30 seconds of water. But last week, that one stopped working as well. So you push the button, you'd have to keep your hand on the button for the wall to come down. Well, you're trying to wash with one hand and, it's a nightmare. So I rang them up yesterday, and apparently, according to the swimming pool, it's to do with the water pressure in the area. And that means their showers don't work properly. So I thought, well, I'll go elsewhere. So for the second time, I went to the Princess Arena, which is in Boston. Now, that's actually in the other direction. It is actually closer to me here than the Horncastle one is, okay? So I went down there. This is the second time this has happened. I've gone in there, and where you park your car, there's a big glass window, and there's the pool. There's no one in there. I thought, oh, Christ, there's something wrong in here now. So I've gone in there. Hello, I want to use your swimming pool. It looks like it's out of order. And she looked up, bless her heart, this dear old lady. She must be in her 60s doing that job. And she says to me, she says, I'm ever so sorry. She says, we've got a problem with the heat exchanger. I don't know what that is. The heat exchanger's not working properly, so the pool's closed at the moment. Give us your number and I'll give you a call when we open, and you can come down then. I said, it's all right. I said, I'll just jump in the car and I'll go across town because there's another swimming pool which isn't that far. So, okay, so that's the second time that's happened. The first time I went there, they had a water aerobics class. And in this particular pool, they close it when the water aerobics is happening. So you can't use it at all. So I couldn't go in that time. And the second occasion, yesterday, can't use it then because the swimming pool's out of order. You can't win. You can't win. Good morning. Mornings to Paul and Lou. Did you get your notifications, Paul and Lou? Because everyone else did. Everyone else did this morning. So I jumped back in the car, and it's another 20 minutes going across town. The only thing is, where the other swimming pool, it's like on the other side of Boston. Now, that's probably the oldest one out of all those that I go to. And then you get caught up in traffic going to either Asda or Aldi. So you can be sitting in traffic. When I say caught up in traffic, I'm talking a few minutes. Not like going on the Euston Road in London, which is a blooming nightmare. Sat in this traffic, got there, went in the swimming pool there, slightly more expensive. But the showers are working there, and the pool wasn't even that busy. That was at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's all right. So that was my day yesterday. Very, very exciting days I lead, don't you think? Yes. I hope that, I reckon that bottle of gas is going to run out soon. No one's answered that, so presumably you don't know the questions of that. But there we are. Good. Now, let's have a little look on here. We don't want to miss anyone out, my dears. I said hello to Anne Parry, didn't I, Anne? I've said good morning to Maureen. That's it. That's it. We're fully up to date. Now, let's have a look here. I've got some stories for you this morning. Yes, Paul and Lou have got their notification this morning. Excellent. Excellent. So some news stories here. iPhones. Who's got an iPhone? You need to update it. Because according to this story, it is possible that someone may take control of your FaceTime calls. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Look at this. Apple, this is in this morning's Daily Mail, has released an update for the iPhone, iPad. The update doesn't include any new features, but it does fix several major bugs, it says. And one of the bugs is related to FaceTime. It says it fixes a bug with FaceTime that could allow, or would allow a hacker. I always think of a hacker as someone with an axe or a knife or like a hook, hacking bits out of you like that. I always think of a hacker like that. Well, a hacker could take over your phone, right, and initiate a FaceTime call using, and I quote, arbitrary code execution. That sounds nasty, doesn't it? How did he die? Arbitrary code execution. I don't know what the hell that means. What does that mean? It's like another language, isn't it? Does anyone here of an age know what arbitrary code execution means? I have no idea. The site, the Apple website, goes on to state that this has been fixed by addressing a buffer overflow issue. Anyone? A buffer overflow? Does anyone know what any of this is? If so, call in. Let's open the phone. Oh, I haven't got the phone number on here, have I? Oh, I haven't got it on here. What a shame. Oh, I might be able. Do you want to? Shall I live put a text up on here for you? Would you like me to do that? One moment. Let's see how I can do that. Right. So copy that and duplicate that there. Camera 1 and phone. One moment. I'm going to do something now. You've never ever seen this on live television in your life, dear. Right, hang on. Let's move that up there. camera 1 phone. There's number 2, camera 1, phone. Right, here we go. So we want to put the number up there now. Oh, just a minute. I just dropped my glasses now. Oh gosh, where have they gone? I can't even see them. Where have they gone? Hello, glasses, where are you? Where have they gone? I heard them drop down. I can't find them now. Oh gosh. Oh, we'll have to do without them. They must be here somewhere, surely. They got in. Oh, they've gone in the bin. Look, they've fallen in the bin. Fallen in the bin. I've got them here. Worry not, dear. Worry not. Right, let's put the number up here then. Camera 1 phone. Add text. This is all very complicated. All very complicated. Add text. Right, add text. Right, phone. Can you see that there? Has that come up there? Has that come up there? Not yet. No? Oh, yeah. There it is. Look. Top left-hand corner. Can you see that? Right, let me just move that along there somewhere. I'll put that there for now. Phone. Now, what colour shall we have the background? What colour do you fancy the background, everyone? Go on. Thank you, Anne. She says, I've got a nice bum. Katie. Thank you, Katie. I think so, too. I spent ages looking at it in front of a mirror. Phone. Right. 020-8144-3477. There we are. So, you see that there? See what I've done there? Right. Now, we've got to select a background colour. Well, what's the colour for the other thing? Blue. So do we have the same colour or do you want a different colour? So we have red. So we have red for the phone. No. Yellow. Let's have yellow. Try yellow. Let's try that, see what that looks like. No. Background opacity. There we go. How's that? Let's have a look there. Does that look all right? Just give that a second to come through. No, it's not very clear, is it? We might have to change the different colour of the phone number. Perhaps dark blue. Oh, yes, that works. We want a centre alignment. One moment. It's all very clever, isn't it? Vertical alignment, top and top. Now, where do you want that? The top. There we are. Put that there. How's that? Is that too big or is that about right? And we'll put it over in the corner. How clever is that? Isn't that good? So now, right, so I can have that there or not, or there. There we are, look. There we are. Now, does that work? I think that works, doesn't it? 02081443477. There we are. So we can have phone calls as well, occasionally. Not all the time, occasionally. Good. Now, where were we? Updating the thing. Okay, yes. Back to the story. A FaceTime bug impacted the iPhone 5S and later. And it goes on to say what things are affected by that. So very important. Make sure you update your Apple. What's it called? The Apple operating system. Otherwise, evil hackers could initiate FaceTime calls. They could be watching you in bed. Incidentally, how many people rent a property? You check around for little webcams everywhere, my dears. Check around for webcams. You never know when someone isn't watching you. Exactly, yeah. Be very aware, okay? Let's have a look here. Good morning to Peter Mayer. Morning, Peter. Long time no see, sir. Good morning, Peter. He prefers red. Would you prefer a red bracket? Oh, so let's open it up to the public. Would you like, where the phone number is, what colour background would you like? As you can see, I've got yellow at the moment. Is that a bit much? Would you prefer red? Peter is going for red. Anne says blue. Peter says red. I don't think Katie likes the yellow. So we've got one blue and one red at the moment. Good morning to Claire Norton. Good morning, Claire. Morning, lovely Claire. All right, darling. Come on, what colour do you want? We've got yellow at the moment. We've got one vote for blue, one vote for red. Name the colour of your preferred background for the phone number now, please. Thank you very much. What's that about burlesque? Oh, I think, Claire, are you having a private conversation there, darling? Oh, yes. Because Claire went to a burlesque. Well, we thought she'd been to a burlesque party. It was apparently a Bavarian party. It was great at a stately home in Dorset. And the Earl and Countess actually came to the party, dressed in barbarian costumes. Wow. Now, Chris Manzar is saying mauve. Well, that's kind of halfway through blue and red, isn't it? You can have mauve. Do you want to see what mauve looks like? One moment, please. Now, what's that one? That's text. Is that text there? Mauve. Let's try mauve then. I'll probably have to go back to white then for the colour. There we are. Go back to white there. Let's do a mauve. Mauve. Where's mauve? Is that mauve? Is that mauve? Is that mauve? Well, that's more. It's more of a lilac. How's lilac? Do you like the lilac? Joanna says red. Peter says red. Red background, blue lettering. Okay, let's try that. Red background, blue lettering. We'll try that as well. Red background, blue lettering first. Okay. One moment, please. Oh, there's a phone call now. Let's see who that is. And good morning. Who's calling the golden shot? Morning. Hello. No, no one spoke. Why do they do that? People ring up and they don't talk. Isn't that strange and mysterious? Hang on, what did we say? So we got red. What colour have I got there? Just a minute. Select. Oh no, I've got the wrong thing. Select font. Oh, there we go. Colour. So did you say? What did you say now? Red background, blue lettering. So blue lettering. Okay, we can do blue lettering. Blue lettering. No, I've done that wrong now, haven't I? 1 minute. Let's have a look there. Font. Select font. No, hang on, I've done this wrong. Oh, I'm doing this all wrong now. Colour, there we are. Colour. So blue lettering and red background. Okay, how's that? Oh, I don't know about that. Do you like that? That kind of sticks out a little bit, Match, doesn't it? Gareth wants to know about the caravan. Is it where I live? No, I just come up here for 3 days a week. Just 3 days a week is when I come up here. Good morning. Who's calling in now, please? Good morning. Hello. No one again. Oh, well, never mind. Doesn't matter. Yes, I don't live in the caravan. I come up here about 3 days a week, and I love it. I can't come up here, unfortunately, in February and March, though, because it's closed at that time. Claire says there must be two Claires talking to you. Sky blue. Sky blue. Let's have a look. Claire. Hang on. Which Claire am I talking to? Hang on. Yes, there is two Claires, actually. There is two Claires. Lavender. Purple background, white lettering. It's all very complicated, Diane. Let's try the purple. I'm not happy with that blue and red. That doesn't look to me. No blue background, white lettering was better. Okay. Well, let's have a little look. Blue back. I think you're right, actually. Blue background, white lettering. White lettering. And blue background. What's that? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I'm not sure about the font. Just a moment. Font. Let's make that a little bit thicker. I think I can make that thicker somehow. Well, bold. Bold. Try that. Is that better? That's it. There we are. I'm happy with that. Blue and white background there. Blue and white background. Inland Revenue calling. Oh, I've paid them already. Oh, yes, dear. Paid them 3 weeks ago. I always pay bills on time. Thank you very much. Oh, yes. Gareth says you must have good internet in there to broadcast this. Our campsite is utter rubbish. Whereabouts are you, Gareth? I'm on the 3 network. What you need, if you want... I don't have internet here. This is all coming to you over 4G, believe it or not. Yeah. I'm on the 3 network. I have unlimited tethering. So what happens? My computers talk to my mobile phone through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, whatever it is, I don't know, and then up onto the 4G network. I do not have a wired internet connection here. It works fantastically. And 3, they do an unlimited data, which includes the tethering now, for £25 a month. Unlimited everything, £25 a month. Blooming marvellous. And I'm in Lincolnshire. So you're in Anglesey, are you, Gareth? Okay. Okay, do you live in a caravan, Gareth? I mean, I'd quite happily live in a caravan. I love it. I love caravans. I absolutely love them. Gareth, I don't know, were you with us when I was talking about my gas fire or not? What it is, I've got 2 gas fires here. And they're both, because it's an open plan living room. The living room come kitchen. And the installed gas fire, I mean, it's all right, you know, to keep the heat going, but to actually bring it up to temperature, it just can't do the job, unfortunately. So I went out and bought a mobile gas heater, which I've had a few weeks now, which is fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. It really chucks out the heat. But last night, I noticed the gas is starting to make a popping noise, like when it's on full blast. Is that due to the bottle nearly becoming empty? Because I think it probably is. It's got to be something to do with that, because it has been used quite a lot recently, of course, with the cold months and what have you. Claire likes that. Yeah, I think you're right, Claire. White lettering, blue background. That's where we're sticking. Thank you very much. Gareth's got mobile broadband, but the campsite Wi-Fi is slower than dial-up. Yes, I can relate to that, Gareth. When I've been on holiday to a haven, and they've got these poles up everywhere which do broadband or supposed to do internet, it is incredibly slow. Absolutely incredibly slow. I gather at a lot of these sites you can pay extra to have a faster broadband, but I don't know how that works. So I can completely understand that. But all this, the show you're watching now, is all coming through tethering. From mobile laptop, I have I've got 3 devices, 2 computers, old computers, but nevertheless, I mean, they're all running Windows 7 in here. Honestly, the one I'm reading the messages and doing the phone calls, that's a Windows 7. The other one's a laptop. That is a Windows 10, but I don't leave that here. It comes around with me, and I've got a little mobile, what's that called? You know, a tablet thing. That stays with me, and I don't leave that here either, because this is probably the most expensive thing out of all of it, the iPad thing. To be honest, that's the only thing that's sort of worth any money. And they're all connected, tethering to my mobile phone on the 3 network, and then from there to 4G. Fantastic. Works really, really well. Thank you. Angela says, sure that's not your gas fart noises. No, it's not me. It's not me. Go, that gas fire, like that is going. I bet the gas will go off tonight. You watch. Sure, it's not me, honestly. All right. 45 degrees on Friday it's going to be, or it was. Which is it? Good morning to Tony Power. Morning, Tony. Welcome to the show, Tony. There we are. Good. Private message coming through. So you can ring if you want to this morning. 0208 144 3477 is my phone in number. 0208 144 3477. Gareth doesn't live in a caravan. We holiday there quite often. The popping on the gas fire could be the bottle is running low. It's not got enough pressure to shoot it through the fire. Yeah, I reckon that's what it was. And actually, it's an easy thing for me to check as soon as I finish the show. The mobile gas fire in the caravan, it's only a small bottle, so I'll lift it. If it feels very light, it's probably running low. But I use it until it runs out. The gas simply, once the bottles run out, it's quite safe. It simply goes off, and that's the end of it. Claire's gas bottles never make any noise. Yeah, but your gas bottles are outside, aren't they? It's not the gas bottle making the noise. It's the flame. Perhaps I didn't explain that right. It's the flame that's making the noise. So you turn it on, and a little like that it's going. The gas bottle's outside, well, you wouldn't notice. But actually, Claire, when my regulator freezes outside and the gas fire, before it goes off, it goes like that, and then it dies. Yes, it's got to be that. Nah, Chris, I reckon that's exactly what it is. The gas is just running low, simple as that. Okay. Right, another news story for you here, boys and girls. Androids. Sorry, do you want an Android? How would you like an Android or a robot cleaning your toilet? Amazon are going to be selling them. It's called the Toilet Cleaning Robot. This is in this morning's Sun. It's going to cost you about £385 $500 American to buy. So that's about $6.50 Australian. Now, this includes a free elongated toilet seat that lets you attach the toilet cleaning robot. I kid you not. The robot is designed to scrub your loo when not in use. Well, you wouldn't clean it while it's in use, would you? Oh, can you just imagine doing it, having to clean a toilet while someone's sitting on it? Oh, no thank you. It's designed to scrub your loo when not in use, so don't accidentally sit down for a number 2 while the poor droid is hard at work. The robot features a non-spin brush for splash-free operation and says it's designed with an antimicrobial plastic bottle. I don't know what that... Antimicrobial plastic bottle. Oh, so you don't get microbes and that sort of thing. The robot can clean lots of different areas of your toilet, including over the rim, the inner rim, under the rim, the bowl, and down to the exit. No more dirty fingers. How marvellous is that? It cleans using a circular and wavy motion to cover every level of the toilet. And the robot wields a telescopic arm that can fit into smaller toilets, but still extends to reach all areas of the larger ones. How fantastic is this? They are. The droid weighs about 3 kilograms and is powered by a rechargeable lithium-ion battery. It's been lab tested to clean 3 toilets once a week for 3 years, and has water-resistant internal components. That's what you need, water-resistant internal components. It's also designed to look like it's got a face, which makes it either more creepy or less creepy depending on your perspective. So I don't know, anyone going to buy one of those? Earlier this year, it says in The Sun, we saw an Amazon Alexa-powered toilet debut at a tech show. And last year, The Sun revealed a new oral... Oh, no, we don't want to read that one. Not this time in the morning, dear. In November, China unveiled a creepy virtual newsreader that offers tireless 24/7 coverage. Are you tempted by this loo-loving bot? It says. Would you get one of those? A robot to clean your toilet? You see those? Have you seen those robots? They got robot hoovers, haven't they? I mean, I don't know how good they would be. You know, I must admit, here in the caravan, I've got one of those hoovers, which is like, it's like, you know, the handheld hoovers, and that kind of attaches to like a main thing to make it a push along one. And I've got to be honest, it's not as good as my hoover I've got at home. I've got a 2,000 watt hoover at home, which is fantastic. I mean, blimey. I mean, sometimes I literally think the entire carpet is going to disappear into the hoover. It sucks so hard. So hard it sucks. Whereas this one, you know, if it's a little bit on the floor, it'll pick it up. If it's like a piece of lint or something trapped in the carpet, it can't get it. And you've got to kind of pull it up with your fingers and then put it in yourself, you know. So not so good. So I don't know how good those robot carpet cleaners are. And it's also got these robot grass cutting things as well, haven't we? Don't know if you've seen any of those before. Paul and Lou wants to know who cleans the robot. Good question, mate. Very, very good question. Angela Walters, I've already got a robot. It's my husband. He cleans my loo. Costs me nothing. Joanna, your igniters may be stuck. I don't know what they are. No, I'm sure it's going to be an empty bottle. I'll have a little feel later and I'll let you know. All right, I'll let you know tomorrow. There we are. Claire, I think you're right. Mine does a popping noise. That's exactly what it is. A popping noise inside the flame when it's nearly out. They always run out when you're cooking or late at night. I can believe that. Or when it's freezing cold. Ray Reynolds, I think the people who have blue down their loo have something to hide. Yeah, I suppose if you've got any sort of problem with your bowel or something like that, you shouldn't be putting that blue stuff down your loo because you want to know, don't you? You want to know whether you're going to rush to the hospital or not. Claire reckons my igniters. There's nothing wrong with my igniters, Claire, as you well know, my dear. Gareth, Have you seen the video of the robot Hoover? The owners are at work and set it going. The dog did a poo, and all day the Hoover just spread it everywhere. Oh, no. Oh, the smell. Oh. Poor Hoover's trying to clear the thing up. Oh, that's awful. Oh, gosh. Let's see. Let's see who this is here. Just a moment. We've got a text message coming in. Don't forget, you can use your text if you want. The text and the phone number are two different numbers. Remember that. Text number 07551 259 675 on the old text there. And we've got a message here from Peter in Woodall Spa who says, I've got a Dyson Hoover. Oh, they're the best, the Dyson. Peter says, we got snow on the ground in Woodall Spa. I took the dog out last night in the back garden. He likes it. You should have colour green. No, I'm quite happy with that. But white lettering on blue background, that seems to work pretty well on here, Peter. So thank you for your comment there. But yeah, I know you had snow in Woodall Spa last night. I was driving through it. I tested the brakes, going slowly. I waited till there was no cars around. I slammed on the brakes to see what would happen. And yes, it slid. The car was sliding last night, so not good really. When you think about that, let me have a little look there. Good. Angela, what Chris Reardon regulator? I think he has fibre. He has enough regulator. There's nothing wrong with my regulations. I have plenty of fibre in the morning, actually, if you don't mind me saying so. Thank you. Need to search the... Paul's going to search for the video with the dog poo. Yeah, search for that, Paul. Let us know what it's like. Now, do you like mobile phones? Who's going to update their mobile phone? I was shocked last year when the iPhone... Was it last year or the year before when the iPhone 10 came out? The iPhone X. Funnily enough, it was only last week I suddenly realised that the iPhone X meant 10. Am I a bit stupid or what? I don't know what it was, because I remember when we had the iPhone 8. I've got an iPhone 8, right? There wasn't a 9. We went straight from 8 to iPhone X. Oh, X, so they've changed it from numbers to letters. No, of course, X does mean 10 in Roman numerals. When you see the end of this show, right at the very end, it comes up with 2019 in Roman numerals, doesn't it? That's just how I do it. That's how I used to see it on the telly when I was a kid. So I do it myself like that. But I was shocked at the price of the iPhone X when it first came out. £1,000. I didn't think they'd... And I think they had trouble selling them. I gather the next lot of iPhones to come out, whether that be the 11 or the X1, I don't know. I gather that's not going to be as expensive as the iPhone X. Well, you would think Apple would be selling the most expensive phones, wouldn't you? Not according to The Sun this morning. Have you got a Samsung? Samsung. I like that one. Samsung. Samsung fans could be in for a shock next month, as prices for the company's new phones are expected to skyrocket. Now, get this. Are you ready for this? A top industry expert has told The Sun that Samsung's new Galaxy S10 smartphone could cost as much as £1,350. On February the 20th, the story goes, Samsung is hosting a major press event where at least one new product will be revealed. We're expecting this to be the new Samsung Galaxy S10, a powerful smartphone designed to rival the iPhone XS. Apple changed the game last year, flogging iPhones for record high prices anywhere between £749 and £1,449. Well, it's even more than I thought. I thought it was £1,000, the Apple X. According to this, it's £1,449. Is the XS the next one up? I don't know. It doesn't matter. And now, it says in The Sun, Dan Ives, an analyst at Wedbush Securities, has warned that Samsung will follow suit. last year's Samsung Galaxy, which I know is a popular phone. I see a lot of people with those. In fact, I think a couple of our karaoke people who are permanently taking selfies of themselves have Samsungs, and they're good phones. They're good phones. The story is saying last year's Samsung S9 retailed at $739, which seemed expensive at the time, but that's nothing compared to this year. It says this will be a potential game-changing model design from Samsung, with 3 models that can range from £850, low end, that's the low end ones, £850 to £1,350 on the high end with all the bells and whistles. We're expecting 3 models, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Lite, Galaxy S10 and Galaxy S10 Plus. So it's probably only the top version, the 10 Plus, that would cost anywhere close to £1,350 for a mobile phone. Why? Well, it says it will have an Infinity O display. Don't know what that is. An in-display fingerprint scanner, front and centre triple camera setup. The curved designs display most advanced camera technology up to date with optical zoom are key features that will be front and key for Samsung loyalists. Early 5G support will now be a selling point as well, as Samsung needs to make sure it's 5G ready smartphone. With all of Apple's troubles, this is a key product release for Samsung. I didn't know Apple were having any trouble. Why are they having any trouble? What, Apple? Okay, they might have not have shifted as many last year. It's only because of the price, I reckon. So expensive. They're also expecting the South Korean tech giant to show off its long-awaited Samsung Galaxy S, which is going to be a folding smartphone and a great effort to get ahead of what Apple is cooking up for that September debut of its rumoured iPhone 11 smartphone. It's incredibly expensive, isn't it, for a smartphone? It really is expensive. I don't know how many of those they sell. Remains to be seen. Good morning to Weird City Citizen. You're very late this morning, sir. Everyone's getting a notification, so don't tell me you didn't get yours. You're not paying full attention to your show, are you? To your phone, are you? Michael Pullman, morning, says iPhone bought out new iPhones last year. They are iPhone XR, iPhone XS and iPhone Max. So I don't know how much they are. The last time I upgraded, I went from a 5S to an 8. Now, the 5S worked perfectly all right, I must say. But I thought, well, you know, it's a 5S. That time I upgraded it, get a better camera. And I bought the iPhone 8. And within a week, I decided myself that I'd probably wasted the money. I didn't find that I was doing anything on the brand new phone that I couldn't do on the old phone. So, you know, be careful when you upgrade for these little bits and pieces that you may not ever use. It's just so unnecessary to constantly keep updating your phone, unless, of course, it's gone wrong. But I think even Apple now, they do a special deal on if you need a new battery and things like that. Because that's the thing that's likely to go wrong on your phone, isn't it? The battery, really. Hello to Tay. Good morning, Tay. Who says, morning, I'll hang on to my LG phone until it dies. Why fix something when it's not broke? You're absolutely right, Tay. And funnily enough, there was a friend of mine at the karaoke on Friday, and he was on the phone and he was talking to someone. He said, here, I have to say hello. So I said hello to this person, and I became aware of how light this phone was. And that was an LG, funnily enough. He had an LG phone. It was really light. Not heavy at all, those, are they, those LG ones? Amazing, really. Amazing. Katie's got a Galaxy 7. I don't really know about the Galaxy things, so but they look like good phones to me. Peter says, have you got cruise control in your car? I have indeed, Peter. Wonderful that is. On the motorway, you just flick it on and you take your feet off the pedals and kind of relax. Sometimes I have a sleep for a couple of hours on the motorway when I go to work. You know, on a Friday afternoon. All right. Let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this, Wednesday, the 23rd of January 2019 to Emily Lavigne. Good morning, Emily. Emily Lavigne, happy birthday to you today, 35 years old. Loren Matthew Wright is a young 26 years old today. Happy birthday, Loren. Philip Kerr is 43 years old today. Peter Martin, DJ from up north. Very, very famous, popular DJ. Pete Martin, good morning to you, sir. Happy birthday to Pete. And Sally Monella. Sally Monella, that sounds like a drag queen name to me, is 33 years old today on this Wednesday. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Michael has an iPhone X. Yeah, my mate's got that. My mate's got the iPhone X and he's very happy with it. You know, he likes the things that are bang up to date and all that. But, you know, it depends, doesn't it, really? I'm not one to keep updating stuff down all the time. Good. Well, that's it for the show today. Hopefully, I haven't heard from him yet, actually. I have sent him a message, but he hasn't come back to me yet. Hopefully meeting my friend Tom later today for a little bit of lunch. And apparently, I think that's all I've got. We might be going to Skegness tonight. I think we're having to go to Skegness tonight instead of tomorrow because I usually go to Skegness once a week with my brother-in-law and my sister. We have chips and we have a little walk along the front. Doesn't matter how cold it is. I've got a lovely red-orange coat that I bought back from Florida about 5 years ago. And you do that. It's not particularly heavy, but the wind and the cold do not get through it. So you walk along, literally walking along the beach, not on the beach, on the path next to the beach at 9 o'clock at night. There's no one around. It's pitch black. It's just nice. It's just nice to do those things. And there's no one around. If it's clear enough, you can see out into the sea and you can see the lights from all the little windmills that go around producing the electricity. Just a nice little thing. It really is. All right. Gareth has enjoyed the show. Thank you, Gareth. I'm glad you enjoyed the show this morning. I'm here most mornings usually, around about 9:30. Although now and again I throw in an extra show or it might be a different time. So always have your little notification so you get a little bleep bleep when we're about to go, but generally around about 9:30 in the morning, okay? Thanks for joining us this morning, boys and girls. Keep warm. It's cold out there, but it's warm inside here on 194. Do you remember that jingle? Capital Radio, that was. Oh, that was one of the nicest, warmest, friendliest jingles I ever heard. That one. It's called Get a Little Closer to You, Sit Down and Close the Door. 'Cause it's cold outside, but it's warm inside here on 194. Ooh. Do you remember that one? Ray Reynolds will know that one. Old Capital Radio jingle from times gone by when people like Kenny Everett were in there. Oh, Kenny Everett. Marvellous. Won't get anyone like Kenny Everett ever again because all the radio stations, they want to all sound the same now. You see, that's the trouble with the ILRs, the independent local radio stations. They all want to sound the same. Yep, you're listening to 210 FM. Coming up in the next few minutes. And then they start, same old crap time and time again. How boring. Bring back the personalities, dear. That's what we want. Proper personalities. This personality is leaving you now. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching and listening. And I'll hopefully see you again sometime tomorrow. Bye-bye now.